Good morning. I'm Radhika from Shankar Netralaya. Thank you to CSI. We are given 5 minutes for corneal scraping, so let's make them count. Scrape all corneal ulcers unless there is a reason not to. Because once you diagnose the organism, you'll be able to initiate targeted treatment, so that results in faster resolution, and you'll be able to avoid the toxicity that comes with shotgun topical medication. Also, debridement may debulk the infection, though literature has contested this role. Chronic conjunctivitis and chronic allergy may sometimes look similar. So conjunctival scraping can also be done. Avoid bleeding while doing this because eosinophils from the blood may make it look like allergy. Coming back to the process of corneal scraping, topical anesthesia is instilled. It's very important to position the patient comfortably and properly. Make sure that he or she has eaten unless there is a reason not to, because the scraping can induce vasovagal sometimes, which can be potentiated by bad positioning and hypoglycemia. It's essential to maintain absolute sterile precaution because we don't want to introduce infection into the sample. The sample is scraped out with a 15-gauge sterile blade and is distributed between smears and cultures and sometimes given for PCR as well. So if you don't have a lab when you're sending it, it's enough to send it in a sterile container if the lab is close by. For a lab that is far off, they may sometimes provide you with transport medium as well. So the smears and cultures are given essentially for bacteria and fungus. If the clinical picture is suspicious, for acid-fast bacilli, acanthamoeba, and rarely for viruses. While inoculating on the culture plate, as you see in the picture over there, it is better to do it in zigzag lines in the mid-level of the medium because this increases the surface area of contact and therefore the yield of organism is likely to be better. A liquid medium hastens the recovery of the organism, which can then be subcultured on the culture plates. It is better to give a drug holiday if possible because that period of not using drops can increase the yield of the organism, but watch the ulcer closely while doing it. You should always scrape the leading edge of the ulcer. In picture A, you can see that the place under the circle has scarred completely and the central portion is necrotic. These will not yield any organisms. The method of inoculation is in squiggly lines. I already said that. The picture B shows that you measure the epithelial defect post-scraping because especially in bacterial ulcers, the healing of the ulcer is denoted by healing of the epithelium, so it is important to note it down. Always consistently follow up with the lab, not just once but multiple times regarding the scraping result until the lab decides to discard the sample. It's very important to correlate clinically what the lab findings tell you because in vitro and in vivo results may not match many times. The picture C shows a central whitish infiltrate. This is not a scar. You have a granular appearance, the eye is injected, the patient is uncomfortable. So organisms like atypical mycobacteria or nocardia or sometimes acanthamoeba may present with whitish infiltrates. So white is not always quiet in corneal ulcer is something that you may want to remember. So when do you not scrape? In picture A, you see a very small ulcer, bacterial ulcer. Less than 3 millimeter bacterial ulcers healed with quinolone therapy or sometimes without anything at all, so no need to scrape them. Healing ulcers, as shown in picture B, is nearly healed, so there's no need to scrape and disturb it. Very significant corneal thinning, the descemetocele, which you see in picture C, if you scrape, you will end up with a corneal perforation. Also, viral keratitis most of the time is a clinical diagnosis. If you see a typical dendrite, then no need to scrape that as well. However, in our clinical setting, we get viral infections with multiple recurrences with vascularization and scars, which sometimes mask the clinical picture. Then you may want to take a scraping and make sure that at that time you include PCR for viruses as well. Lastly, a lot of the time corneal scraping is misspelled with a double P. Don't do that. If you scrap the cornea or discard it, then there is no work for corneal specialists like me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Radhika.